Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about a fundamental concept in mathematics called directed numbers. And directed numbers are numbers that have a direction associated with them. So this direction is often represented by a plus sign or a negative sign. It is very important that we do understand that on a number line, negatives are on the left side of 0 and positives are on the right side of 0, and every number that is positive is bigger than a negative. When a negative is associated or attached to a figure that is very big, that makes it a very small number because there is a negative to it. So all negative numbers are smaller than 0, so 0 is not the smallest number. Okay, so we want to then start this journey because this is really for beginners at secondary level, and we are going to have maybe some from O level that need to fully understand this topic in order to do well in other topics there, because I think directed numbers, they pivot all other topics. So we start with addition, for we do have 4 operations in directed numbers in mathematics actually, where we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So starting with addition, I have here examples, just 4, where everything is addition because we look at the operation that is right in the middle there. We do have addition for all these 4, but the numbers keep on having different directions in terms of addition and subtraction. So I want you to know that when you are dealing with a number like number 1, or number, you have to remove brackets. What if we just remove brackets just like that? Remove brackets. You are going to remain with, let's say, a plus 10. This plus 10 is going to be followed by a plus and another plus. So then we can have a 2. And when we look at that, we have a problem here where we have got 2 signs following each other there. So those 2 signs, we have to fix that, and knowing that if a plus is followed by another plus without a number in between them, then that shall give us a plus. So when we do that, we're then going to end up with plus 10 plus 2. When it's plus 10 plus 2, it means that we are dealing with 2 numbers, which is the first number is plus 10. The first plus belongs to 10, and then this other plus that I'm now writing here belongs to 2. So the 2 numbers are 10 and 2. And 10 have got a positive sign, and 2 have got a positive sign. So we are dealing with 2 numbers that have similar signs. And whenever that happens, you ignore the signs and add the numbers. The numbers are 10 and 2. We add them. Why? Not because there is addition in between. We are adding because the signs are similar. That's the condition I'm telling you. That's the condition you have to consider. Are the signs similar on the 2 numbers that I'm dealing with? Yes. So add 10 plus 2, 12. So the answer is going to be 12. But then the question is going to be, what is the sign that I'm going to give to 12? Give it the sign of the bigger number. The bigger number is 10. Its sign is plus here. And therefore, it's a plus 12. We can put a plus here, or we can just write 12. It's still okay if it's addition. So moving on to number 2, we're going to remove brackets, but we are going to remain with a plus and a minus following each other. Whenever that happens, a minus is the one that remains here because a minus will always overpower the positive sign whenever there is a clash between positive and negative. So I need you to understand that we are going to end up with plus 10 minus 2. And when we have got plus 10 minus 2, we are now dealing with a situation where this 10 is positive, then the minus belongs to 2. So at the end of the day, I'm dealing with 2 numbers that have got different signs. As you can see that the signs are not the same now. They're different. And I'm telling you, whenever you're dealing with 2 numbers that have got different signs, you need to subtract. Not because there's subtraction sign here. No, that's not the reason we're subtracting now. Because you can still subtract if there is addition here for as long the signs are different. Please understand. So it means that we're going to say 10 minus 2 because we subtract saying bigger number minus smaller number. When we do that, we get 8. When we get 8, we're going to give it the sign of a bigger number. Bigger number is 10 and its sign is positive right here. So the answer is going to be plus 8. We can write just 8 or plus 8 if you want. The following question, remove brackets just like that, and you're going to remain with minus 10 plus 2. The plus is going to give us a plus. We've already talked about that. It's a problem that we need to solve, and then we're going to remain with plus. And at the end of the day, we have minus 10 plus 2. Are the signs different or similar? Surely different, because 10 is having a negative and 2 is going to have a plus. What do we do? Even if there is a plus in between these numbers, we are not going to add. We are going to subtract. Why? Because signs of different numbers. Sorry, numbers have got different signs. So we subtract 10 minus 2 and we get 8. And the sign of a bigger number is negative because 10 is having a negative there. And the last question, we're going to have minus 10 plus minus 2 after removing the brackets. And the plus minus is going to give us a minus. So that at the end of the day, we have minus 10 minus 2. Are the signs similar or different? Oh, of course, similar. And we are still going to add, please. There is not even a sign that is positive there. They are all negatives. 10 is having negative, 2 is having negative. But the condition is when the signs are similar, please add. So 10 plus 2 gives us 12. But the sign we're going to give to the answer is negative because that's the sign of the bigger number. So this is it. So moving on to the next one, we're going to see that we have got a subtraction now. And remains the same. I'm not going to spend much time here because it's literally the same. And plus 10 minus plus 2 after removing the brackets is going to give us different signs. And we're going to subtract 10 minus 2, we get 8. By the way, did I give you the answers for the below? No, I didn't. But you could be able to get those answers and put them there. But for this one, I'm going to say the plus and the minus that is here gonna give us a minus. So when we have a minus in between here, the sign is gonna be different. We subtract, we get 8. Sign of a bigger number is positive, so we'll leave it as positive. And the next one, that's where the new thing is, whereby we're going to end up with a minus and a minus following each other. And there's a miracle here whereby the minus and the minus will make a plus. So there is a plus that's gonna come in here. And when that happens, we're now dealing with two numbers with similar signs after removing brackets and solving that problem of a negative and a negative that are consecutive. So we'll then add, because when signs are similar, we add and we get 12. And when we get 12, we ask the question, what is the sign of bigger number? It's going to be positive, so it's just 12. But for the following one, we're going to have a negative here. Obvious, because there's a clash of plus and minus, and the minus will always win that war. And when that happens, the signs are going to be similar again, but this time being negative. So it's going to be 12 after adding, but then the sign is going to be negative because that's the sign of a bigger number. And for the last one, the plus we're going to give us the minus is going to give us a plus. When that happens, the signs are going to be different because 10 is having negative. And now there's going to be plus in between because there's minus. And when that happens, we subtract 10 minus 2, we get 8. But the sign of a bigger number is negative, so it's going to be negative 8. That's what is going to be our answer. So basically, we have done addition and subtraction. Moving on to multiplication. Multiplication is quite easy actually, because multiplication of numbers, as we know it from our primary level, is not going to change. 10 times 2 is going to be 20. That doesn't change. So all these are having a multiplication sign. So the answers are 20 for all the questions. The answers are 20 here, because it's all 10 times 2, and it's not going to change. That is 20. It's not going to change. But what changes is the sign, and this is the explanation. Whenever you multiply two numbers with similar signs, the answer is going to be positive. It doesn't matter there are similar signs being positive or similar signs being negative. The answer is going to be positive for as long as you have multiplied the numbers with similar signs. But whenever the signs are different on the two numbers you multiply, you make sure that your answer is negative. What does that mean? It means that here the signs are similar, the answer is going to be positive 20, so we leave it like that. But here, number 10, the signs are different. So if they're different, we're going to have a negative. And so is here. And then we come here, the signs are similar, please understand. I see that there's no positive here. But because the signs are similar and we're multiplying this, the answer is going to be positive. So it's going to be plus 20 there. Moving on to division, the same applies as in multiplication, whereby 10 divided by 2 is actually 5, and that does not change. that is not going to change. It's not going to change. But when we divide numbers with similar signs, the answer is going to be positive, whether they're similar being positive or similar being negative, as in number 16. So these 5 and these 5 are already okay. But then, as for these two, for number 14 and 15, we are dividing numbers with different signs. So they're going to be negative. So you will see a relationship that is there between subtraction and addition, then a relationship that is there between multiplication and division. And you will continue to see such a difference. So I need you to probably change numbers. Maybe put a 15 where there is 10 and put a 3 where there is 2, and try all these questions and see what you score without using a calculator. So this was the lesson for us for directed numbers, and that's all from me for directed numbers. If you've got any other questions, please contact me on +263 777 471 and 943. Say Ralph is my name.